Philippines, wherever you might be located. Welcome to my morning madness show here. I'm going to do what I do traditionally here is wait for a few people to show up on here. And we're going to begin our show this morning. Thanks for your patience and your patronage. Now, we all have heard of a channel called EXPAT Trash Philippines. Controversial show using AI. I don't know. Go. And the question about that is shows like Expat Trash Philippines, is it necessary? Is it valid? Are they accurate? What's the purpose of the show at all? I don't want to get into that. As long as the channel is reporting accurately the information about people that have been proven to be either criminal, liars, abusing Filipinas, taking advantage of people, scammers, and they should be exposed. I don't know, Google. Well, they didn't donate. Well, I don't know. Now, I, for one, I'm supporting Expat Trash Philippines only because they present themselves in a way that's very accurate, proper editing just to get to the facts. It's not like somebody mouthing off and just verbally calling each other liars, scammers, and whatnot. They will produce the video evidence. No, I don't. They will produce the video evidence to show that this person is a scumbag, liar, fraud, whatever, a Filipino abuser. That's what I like about the format. So what if they do it in AI? Some people are just not movie stars. I'm not always on camera all the time as I'm not here. If I want to be a movie star, I could have been. Should have been probably. When you got personality. Yeah. You got a personality, put a show on here, put it this way. That's the truth. But when shows like Expat Trash Philippines comes around, and when they make presentations the way they do, with research, and it takes time. It takes time to find the accurate videos that will depict the person as to who they really are. Now, some might say, who are you or anybody else to make judgment on anybody else? Oh, God, how many times have we heard that? I can say the same thing. Who is anybody to make judgment on me? Who the fuck are you to make judgment on me based on what evidence, right? Well, the good thing about Expat Trash Philippines, now, yeah, they got strike down and all that. But they come back like a bad penny to some, but like a shiny new nickel to me because, whether or not I'll be a topic on there, I'm not thinking that I would because, first of all, I never done anything really that I consider wrong and that radical to talk about it. I'm not going around abusing Filipinas. But what they talk about on their show is exposing people for their, the hypocrisy, the lies. I mean, look like Philly in the Philippines tries to act like an innocent Joe, but he's not. He spends a lot of time in Angeles, focuses his camera on women's butts, and he makes a lot of comments that he gets caught up in later on to be a lie. Everybody, the denominators to make money on here, right? I have no problem. I don't have no problem with me making money and getting a donation now and then. Make money. But you see, the difference is how you go about making your money. You're doing a show full of lies. Are you constantly baiting people all the time in the title of the show just to get disappointed to see that, well, whether you're looking for a woman with boobs, they put like a thumbnail on there with some busty woman. You think, well, the show's going to be about a busty woman. And you would get all these hard-ons coming on the show to see what it's all about. That's called baiting, bait click, okay? Philly does that, and a lot of people do that on their shows. Now, Expat Trash Philippines came along not too long ago, and they've had a lot of support, and they've had limited adversity, actually, because the ones that were adverse were the ones that Expat Trash Philippines was doing a story about. Ricky went hog wild, get it? Pig nose, hog wild, when they did a good expose on him. Well, here's the question. Was it true, the information on there, or not? If it was true, then they're not doing anything wrong. They're just reporting. Just like in a court, you got to produce evidence. They're going to throw it out. Now, if the information turned in a court session is true and you could prove it, okay, there's no problem. But what Expat Trash Philippines does, they're just showing videos that these people made. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that if they made the video. But what's the purpose of putting a video on? Because, all right, they're showing fault with people. everybody has fault somewhere, but it's according how much fault they have and how it affects other people, and how it's just blatant, out and out lies that people will do on their shows and deny it that they've ever caused a problem on YouTube or did anything on YouTube that would be offensive in any way to Filipino, Filipina, the abuse of women. See, we got so many people moving into this country that you almost need a big dog like this. Not like Aloe and these people who are just as guilty as the people that Expat Trash Philippines puts on. These are the guilty ones. These are the haters that should be talked about by Expat Trash Philippines. And so far, the ones that they've talked about, they were right on target, especially on Ricky. I mean, they were right on target. Well, actually, with all of them. So I say support a channel like this. And it's good to have AI. This way you just can't point a finger and say, nee, 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 or just do a stupid show about somebody like you do using their image and everything else. I think it's good that they come on as AI because they're coming on with presenting factual information based on what the person actually said and did on camera. See, that's the difference on camera. Did these people commit so-called atrocities, crimes? Are they using Filipinas, although they claim that they're not, but yet they're walking in Angeles City, pointing their camera toward every fine-looking butt that comes by and asking stupid questions of the women too. They try to disguise it as well. This is our walk in Angeles, and I mean, this is what life's like. I'm just pointing my camera and whatever comes in front of my camera. I'm not doing this purposely, but the hell they are. They are doing this purposely. They are. And some people more than others need to be exposed. I'm not talking about randomly. Oh, you decide you don't like somebody. So let me put a show on to talk shit about somebody, right? It happens to me all the time. I've had allegations against me of this and that. I've been labeled every name in the book. But who's it coming from? That's the question. Who's it coming from? I take that with a grain of salt. Now, I myself, I don't run a channel where I'm trying to be a hero in any way. The fact that I did a wonderful job of putting somebody in jail, which nobody before has ever been able to do with this guy, no matter how it transpired, no matter how much work it took, no matter how much planning, no matter how much disappointment in the process, how much stress, how much money doing it. I did it. Not many people have the energy to do that, nor do we want to spend the money on a lawyer to do this. They'd rather sit back and watch everybody else do something, do the dirty work, and, you know, no appreciation for what you did. None. Just none. But who did the work? I did. Well, with Expat Trash Philippines, they're doing the work for us. They're spending the time putting together, and it takes time to do this, the important video clips, throw out all the fluff, and just keep the important part of the videos. Take the clips from what these people said and expose them for being a hypocrite, an asshole, a liar, and a fraud, a sexual predator. Why shouldn't Expat Trash Philippines do that? Why should they be censored? Well, everybody wants somebody censored if they're telling the truth and it happens to be a show about them that they did. Oh yeah, I could see Ricky and whoever was frantically, writing to YouTube to get them striked, and they were successful in getting some strikes, but they're back again. They're going to be back stronger than ever because criminals like to hide behind the truth. They don't want to be exposed on here. They're afraid of losing subscribers, donations, and so forth. When you do something wrong and you do it radically wrong on here, it should be recognized and acknowledged. That's the way or the reason I support ETP. They do it very well. Don't matter if they're using AI. The facts are out. The videos in question are presented by ETP. Nothing wrong with that. They're not doing anything wrong. They are doing something wrong if they're lying. Like most trolls on here who talk about people on here, they're all lying, most of them. But at least this channel is presenting the visual. Well, I've done that myself, not creatively, but I've exposed people for what they are. but I think they have it in a really good format that really works. It also helps when they do this, it helps the people that are the topic of the EPT show to take a good look at themselves, to see what they've done, to hear what they've done. They can make their own personal assessment of themselves. Although most of them are so narcissistic and cocky that they're never going to see the ill of their ways. But, each EP does this for us. It's like going back in history and saying, hey, did he not say this? Did he not do that? And we're going to show you it. Yeah, we're going to show you it. So that's why Ricky wanted these videos off and whoever else. He didn't want people to see the truth. And he certainly didn't want this information going out to the Bureau of Immigration and so forth. But it's too late. It's done. I've put it out. And other people have put it out. Now, what the Bureau of Immigration decides to do with this guy, well, who knows? Maybe nothing. Maybe something. But the more you expose these creeps, the more you have a chance of getting them out of the country, blacklisting them. Give them a ticket home and say goodbye and don't come back. Don't let the door hit you in the back on the way out. Now, everything is involved with money on here, as you know. They figure the more controversial your show, the more money you're going to make, the more subscribers, and so forth. And they'll go the distance to do it. Things that could get them in criminal trouble. So, it's like this balancing scale. Okay, if I say this and that, I'm going to make more money in super chats and viewers and subscribers. But if I say this shit, I stand a chance of being discovered and what a real asswipe I really am. I could get in trouble with the government here in the Philippines. I could be labeled an undesirable. Yeah, you could, and you will. As I said, a lot of people think they're above the law here. All about money, what they're willing to do to get it. Are they willing to get thrown out of the country just to go put a show on to knock somebody unnecessarily and unwarranted? Big difference. Or when you get a channel like EPT, it's not quite simple. They do a lot of work to present the facts about certain people that they have deemed to be worthwhile of doing a show about. They wouldn't waste their time with small change, if you know what I mean. But I believe that the people that have done so far is like right on target. Right on target. Oh, I don't care. Let him post all he wants. I comment on here. But Licky has got himself in a really bad position out here. And I don't think he realizes how bad it is. Barry never realized, Barry Jordan, that is, never realized what bad situation he was in until something actually happened. Ricky goes on and on displaying his woman, but is he making some threats to me? Well, I don't see him, so who cares? Who the fuck cares? I don't have to see him on here. Ricky is, he's basically very frustrated right now because he was on a roll making money off Barry Jordan, the so-called Free Barry Jordan Fund. That came to an end. Now he's scrapping on here, practically begging for people to send him PayPal and so. Well, he's got to support this woman. She doesn't come cheap, I'm sure. You got to pay for her family too and all that stuff. And, if that's the kind of lifestyle where you have to basically, well, let's face what it really is, guys. I mean, don't need a disclaimer for this. You're buying these women. You're buying their time to be with you. Of course, they're going to come on camera and kiss you on camera and give you the finger like they're learning from the best. It's really violating this woman by corrupting them to get to the point they're giving the finger to the viewers and they're not being themselves. They're trying to impress him, buying them phones, a place to stay, dinners. Well, a lot of Filipinos in that position where, hey man, I'll go for this. Why not? I'll get housed, I'll get fed, I'll get drinks and new cell phones. Sure, I want to spend time with you. Sure. Any self-respecting Filipina in a bad position financially is going to latch on to somebody like him. But he thinks he's a big man on campus because he puts a woman on his arm. Obviously, we know he's not. We know what he's all about. Even the women that are with him know what he's all about. They think he's hateful, very negative. Not a very nice person. But, his money is good as anybody else's, right? His money spent the same. So fuck him, guys willing to buy you a cell phone and house you and feed you and give you drinks. Only one thing I was wondering about it, does she chew gum? She's got the tats, okay, but does she chew gum too? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, buddy, you got any tetracycline? Got any tetracycline? Oh, yellow man can't stand up, but wants to fight you and knock down. Oh, God. Come on. Mental illness is abound. Hey, he had a fiesta. I think it was last night, right? By the way, I exposed him. I did a great expose on him last night. He's as far as I'm concerned, he busted his fast. He can no longer say anything beyond yesterday. Well, he just can't. Eating is eating, even if it was calamante skin, from a fruit calamante. Hey, that's solids, that's food going in your body. You broke the fast, bud. You broke the fast. You broke the fast. You broke the fast. And he was going to a fiesta? Come on now. Tell me that he's not going to give in to all that delicious food. You can smell it off the grill. He's going to go to a fiesta and not eat or drink, like, booze or beer or something. Oh, yeah. Have some of them local dishes, shrimp. You think this man is going to shy away from that table of food? It was never going to happen. Never going to happen. Then Ricky's all fucking pissed off. He does on the show, he says, Frank is buying. I am buying my super chats. That was a good one. I'm buying my super chats. Well, you better talk to a lot of people about that, like Gary from Philippines Experience and all the others that have donated to my channel. I'm buying them? Or is Ricky just a little bit green-eyed? I have the capability of making super chat on my show, that people do it on their own accord. What sensibility would it be for me to buy super chats to make it look like I'm actually getting super chats on my show? That's ridiculous, Ricky. Come on, can you come up with something better than that? You got to get original. Yeah, I don't buy my super chats on here. That would be sick. It would be stupid mathematically, too. Why in the world would I do that? If somebody wants to give me a super chat, they're going to give me a super chat, no matter what Ricky thinks or anybody else. They're just pissed off that I get any at all on here. They're constantly pissed. What's the big deal anyway? It's a big deal if I get super chat. Why does it bother anybody at all? I know the answer to that. They don't want to see Frank do well on his channel. Or do well in any other endeavor in his life. Good morning. Jeffy Vinci's back. You're always showing up. Fazio, Paul Ip says that Fazio blocked me for not bashing you. Like I said, mental illness. Don't take it. Don't take it to heart what he does, okay? The man can't help what he's doing, really. He's ill. Philippines and beyond, speaking about cheap people, Jerry is here. Where's Jerry? Did I block him? Is he here? Well, I call it how I see it too, I don't see Jerry on here. Oh, Philippines and beyond. There he is, Philippines. I see him. Sorry about that. All the hoopla. I mean, gosh, who cares what you make on show? I don't care, I mean, well, people should have cared what Ricky was making on the show when he was announcing the do the fund for Free Barry, that he was pocketing the money. Yeah, people should have had a concern about that. Hey, Jeff says, I'm just like the bad smell coming off Fazio's skin, always around. Yeah, I get around and get around. So I either twiddle my thumbs or I do a show. I mean, I got a choice. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, if Ricky is on here, he's certainly showing up on my screen, and that's the whole purpose. How about some thumbs up, by the way? If you're going to be commenting on my show, it would be nice if you do a thumbs up for me here, just out of respect, coming on my show and being part of the dialogue on here. Let's get those thumbs up on this channel. It's only fair. If you're commenting on here and posting, you should be doing a thumbs up. Let's be fair about this, really. The ones that don't put a thumbs up are the major trolls tuning in to see what Frankie has to say today. Okay, good. Out of 18 viewers, you got 4 thumbs up. You know what that tells me. Yeah. Ricky must not be living a 5-star lifestyle if he's so worried about you. I know. Well, like I said, they don't want to see my screen light up with colors. They just don't want to see that happen. It bothers them down to a gut level. You mean only they can make money on their show? Like, God forbid that somebody gets generous and decides to send me a super chat? Why is that bothering them? They make their own super chat. It's a free-for-all. Whoever wants to give to somebody, they got the right to give to somebody, no matter what anybody else thinks. Jeez, come on, Aloe has some stealth operatives that go to other channels pretending to support to gather intel and cause drama. That's old hat. They've been doing that for years. So that's why I got to give credit to Expat Trash Channel, because unlike trolls on here, they're very structured. Aloe or somebody could come out and show, this is what we're going to do. You got to understand that the only way to get to people is to get to people that they love. You know, the Expat Trash Channel doesn't do shit like that. They don't do shit like that. That's fluff. It's unnecessary bullshit. That's why they're good. Whoever's doing the show, we may know it to be one of the biggest trolls we know on. I don't know. And it could be Andy Omar, because Andy Omar would do something like this as a talent to do it. And I still think Andy Omar possibly could be behind this. But, you know, nevertheless, yeah, I do remember Trust Again. And, you know, whatever they're doing, whoever it is, friend or foe of mine, they're doing a pretty good job. The expose on Ricky was fantastic. The other guy, that Paul Old Dog New Tricks had interviewed, what a scumbag that guy was. Wow. But Ricky, I just don't think that some people realize what they're doing. Look, if you're going to live in the Philippines, you got to make the best of it, and you want to stay under the radar. You don't want like 1,000 people reporting you to the Bureau of Immigration and everything else, putting on shows on social media that even they could see, and everybody could see how you're using and abusing women. And everything you do on your show, people see this stuff and people report this stuff. Why do these people take chances like that? Well, I can tell you, because they're narcissistic, they're cocky and everything else. That's why. Well, they were and reemerged again. You know, Ricky spent, I forgot who else, but Ricky was one of them responsible. Because Ricky got butthurt about the show, the expose that they did on him, which was excellent, by the way. It was excellent. The EXPAT Task Force says Fred Flintstone is now saying it doesn't look good for the Hunchback. Well, it never did. He can admit that now because nobody's doing any more donations. But he gave a whole mouthful of shit during his heyday of trying to collect money for the so-called sake of helping Barry out. Yeah. You know, it's easy to just belch out stuff on your channel, but when you can't back it up, that's when you make a fool out of yourself. I can't, I'll be understand. If we want to use like Ricky as an example, I don't understand this lifestyle. I really don't. You're going to live here in this country, and you're going to predominantly your time going to be doing shows that doesn't paint the good light on, and put you in the driver's seat with a video on you, like it's broadcasting straight to the Bureau of Immigration and whoever. That you're putting your chance in that driver's seat, the driver's seat that takes you to places that you don't want to go, like, being a target of the most important people that foreigners should be worried about in here is the Bureau of Immigration. Why do people take chances like that? Especially when you don't want to go back to the United States and you want to stay here? So why are you doing all these things? Look what Barry did. And Barry, I got to keep on talking because he's a prime example of what not to do on YouTube. And he did it all, threatening my life and others, calling people sexual predators, big taboo to everyone. He's abusing Filipinas, everything he's done. It takes a brain with either damage or was underdeveloped to go on a camera and do and say the things that he did. That's why he's there. I got the videos presented to the right people. That's why he's there on his immigration. And while he will continue to be in jail now because of cybercrime, 5 counts. I mean, he initially did it to himself, and I just finished it off using the information. Because that's kind of what I do. I let Barry be himself. I gave him a little push every now and then. I started the button on Barry Jordan. Pretty slick, huh? The Barry does talk like that. Barry in America said, I am not Barry. Nope, sure not. Can't get him in no trouble over me. I'm sure not. He talks that way. That's funny. I still like to think about when he wants to get booze from people. And later on, we'll be on tonight. We're going to drink together. If you buy me that bottle, sure thing. I'll go to the store. Give me the money. You bet I will. Yeah, we know you will. We could sit down and we could drink together. Yeah, virtual drinking together. That's interesting. What a hillbilly. But you gotta love it. Although you hate some of it, but you gotta love some of it because it's so entertaining that sometimes it's mind-boggling. Are they just acting? No, they're not. That's the crazy thing about it. They're not acting. They're being themselves. Sex Pet Hunters. That's actually him, Frank, on untraceable burner phone. This girl bought him. I know he's still online. Because he couldn't survive in there without a phone. Burner phone, whatever. I know if I was in a situation, boy, I think the only thing that could get me by is to have a phone to be able to look things up on a computer, to see the shows, and make, whatever. I mean, you go crazy if you don't have a phone in jail. Oh, yeah. Now, let's see. Let me get rid of that guy. Not Barry. Here we go. There we go. Rock and roll hoochie goo. See, untraceable burner phone. Yeah, I believe that. His girlfriend put the load on there, the data and all that. If she comes over, if he doesn't have a phone, he'll use her phone when she comes over. Not much activity on my screen today, guys. Not much activity on my screen. I'm very surprised. You want to satisfy the trolls out there, I guess. Doo-doo-doo, strangers in the night, exchanging glances. Okay. Having my witch's brew this morning. It's an acquired taste, let me tell you that. But getting back to expat trash Philippines, I think nobody should be anybody's judge on anything. It's not a courtroom, but I think in some cases it's actually necessary. Jeff said, I've heard he has made an Xbox replica out of pot noodle boxes. Well, he's got the time to do that. Chiefy Peachy got the time to do that. Need I tell you? The best people on here who have the longevity are people like myself who've been here practically without interruption for how many years. Channels that last are the ones that actually are honest about their material. I mean, who the hell wants to be attacked all the time? Nobody does. But if you're being attacked because you tell the truth, well, that's kind of like not your problem. You're just being truthful. These are just guilty people reacting to what you say. What would you do, Ricky? Would you strike me? What would you do? Really, what would you do? Would you shut the door on me? Would you invite me in? Would you cold cock me? What would you do? Keep it in mind, of course, that another jail stint would be on your way, of course, if you got physical with me. Anyway, Brevis's girl is about to shoot out one any day now. Let's hope that Brevis's baby is born healthy and doesn't have 20 toes and 3 eyes and doesn't resemble the father. Let's have some good wishes for Brevis's as much as you can't stand a creep. Nothing to do with the bye-bye. Let's hope that the baby is healthy. She's probably popping it out as we speak. I'm not sure, maybe in a few days. Give good thoughts for the baby. I'm a fair man. Children should not be involved just because it might be his biology. And he feels sorry for the baby. Baby didn't choose its father. That's for damn sure. It wouldn't have been him if the baby had a choice of father. That's for damn sure. Come on, Gogo Bobo. Light up my screen if that's really you who claimed that somebody was using. Light up my screen and prove that it is actually you, because a troll is not going to give me no money. Excuse me. Tea here. Light up my screen if you know what I mean. Just light up my screen. Otherwise, so bye-bye. Because otherwise, you probably are a troll going on the Gogo Bobo sister's name. Now, I've seen Gogo Bobo's sister on the show, kind of doxing me on somebody's show. Yeah, that's why I blocked Gogo Bobo. And I said, you're going to come on here, you're going to have to make a damn good donation penalty for me to accept you back on this show. That's just the way it has to be. People have to pay. You pay, right? For good reason, when there's good reason. Okay, come on. Tom sec, people. Tom sec. Sure, why not? I would love him to get physical with me. I mean, not in a sexual way, like he would like from another man. But boy, I'd have his ass nailed to the wall, man. I'll tell you that. His ass would be nailed for good. And it wouldn't be a Fazio situation, I'll tell you that. Oh, I know exactly where to find him. I wouldn't be coming there not being peaceful. That would not be the reason I could come over there. A sheet over him? Wait a minute. A sheet over who? No, I tend to pick up a lot of information that I never thought I'd get about people on here. That's always my ace in the pocket. That you have to do that sometimes to protect yourself. You've got to know some things about people, do research, just for your own protection. Arthur Yellow, do you want me to paste Richard's Jarrett's answer he posted? Yeah, paste it for all of us to see. And while you do that, I need to step away from the computer for a couple of minutes here. So please continue. Don't I'll be back very shortly. Just hang in there, bros. Hang in there, bros. And light up that screen. Okay, Arthur Yellow, I'll catch you while you're on. Be careful, Frank. Revenge is only so good if you're in the hospital or worse. And it goes both ways. Think I'm not capable. Think I'm not capable, Arthur Yellow. You'd be surprised. You'd be awfully surprised. She's supposed to post what he said? What's Richard? Come on, talk is cheap on here, man. Ricky couldn't do shit. His building, I could be just trying for my. There'd be no illegal activity with that. Nothing at all. And if he were to attack this, I'll have witness and my camera. Only I'm not going to say, call the police, call the police. Kick him in the fucking nuts and do an uppercut to his head and watch him go down. His blood pressure will go sky. Fisher came over that time, over the bar. You know, just looked like he was about to have a car. That's why he apologized to Mick Fisher, because, you know, he wants to be a tough guy, right, on his YouTube show, but he's not a tough guy. His he'll be a tough guy. He knows it. He knows that if he got really, which could lead to a cardio event, and I don't think he wants to. The only reason he did that with Fazio is because, you know, Fazio is helpless. Fazio can't protect himself unless he got a tool in his hand. Be a man. In Fazio's case, he couldn't do anything physically by his own arms and legs. Fuck thing he had. It was a very complicated operation that he had on there. Arthur Yellow, obviously not a supporter of me, says I'd be careful if you were in a hospital or worse. That's true, the Yellow. It goes both ways. You think I'm not connected? I'm not going to talk about what options are. You think I'm not connected? This guy tried to do something physical to me that he would be rewarded. He wouldn't like. You think I wouldn't have him in a fucking jail? Hey, I'm just as protective of myself and people I love as any. Trust me on that. Go to the bank and collect interest on that statement. I don't take shit from anybody. They're making threats to me. They better follow through with their fucking threats. And I'll have them exactly where I want them. Follow the same path as Barry. Same path as Barry. Do you think they want that? To be in jail where they can't be in the company of a woman? They can't walk around doing shows. They can't stay or live the 5-star life. Far from being the 5-star lifestyle. I got in front of his apartment door. God, I should have videotaped that. Something here, if you don't mind. So pardon me. Way back. Give me a few minutes here. Now, if that's really Gogo's sister, make a donation. Because a troll will not give a donation. Well, not necessarily. Not normally they wouldn't. Unless they're trying to make believe that they're that person. And by super chat, solidify. I know how it works on here. I'm multitasking at the time here. So I do that quite a bit. Oh, geez. I'm sorry, I'm just looking up something. It's the morning show. Here's something interesting. Swampcast or something. Frail thinks savings accounts are just glorified piggy banks. Sure, that's somewhat true for pocket change balances like his. Plus, he probably just uses a basic savings account. But imagine a money market account with 4.2 APY on a million, that's 3,500 monthly. Sure, if you have a account such as that, yeah, I'm just reading shit here. Still looking for something. I gotta go way back here. Can't be it. Hold on. Anyway, information is power. That's how I see it. It is power. That's power. And sometimes information to validate things. Let's say that. Oh, jeez. Well, Gogo Bobo's sister, you're about to be knocked off again. You got to prove that you are. I'm going to let you on my show. You for doxing me, somebody else's show, while you were actions to try to be on my show. Yeah, I know how it works. I know how it works. Well, we got 15 out here today. Good morning to everybody. Yeah. Oh, okay, never mind. Thing I'm looking for. I'm about to take you off. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. I'm about to take you off here. You have to prove that it's you because a troll is not a show. That's one way of knowing whether you are real or not. Let me see that skirt. Then I'll believe that it's really you. Paid for bullshitting on here, my show. You want to get on my show again? What I say? Pay your penance. Well, I'm not finding what I'm looking for here. Photos, camera, download messenger, screenshot. You're breaking my heart. Just continue to do what I'm doing here while I talk on here. Competition. All right, get back to expat trash teams. I just think, you're not going to keep them from making videos. They have a right to opinion about something, as long as it's based on truth. Yes, Jeff, that's one of Warren's accounts. That's actually one of them. Jeez, every time I need to find something, not very as I should be. If you've seen all the screenshots I have on here, has any memory left at all on it, to be honest with you. Yeah, James Marshall, one of them. That's one of them. Besides Johnny Watt, that's another one. No, no. This is a lot of problems that go along with that. So Fazio broke his fast with the Calamante skin. You can't talk about. He will anyway. You can't talk about that he's fasting for. The fact, I'm sure, Calamante he broke it, but I don't believe that he's been off his. I don't believe that he was fasting. I don't buy that story. So I'm sure Fazio will that he ate anything at that so-called fiesta that he went to. To go there, not food is around him. There's no, here. James Marshall, It's on here that I couldn't see. Why don't you, since you post it? Seriously, just post it. Got a statement from him. We got a yellow man recently bought 20 killed. Did he say that? He's been is his favorite food. Shopping. He'll fill his freezer quantities. He lives on pork. Pork is one of his main delights. There's no way that he's going to not want to cook it up. Go to Fiesta. Still trying to find something here. Look at that. I even got Eric Dowell works for all that information. 5-star condo. You mean over in Avita Towers? He buys pork in bulk for a discounted. Well, if you can get it at a discounted price, maybe it's about to expire or something. Perhaps. Look at that. The whole show's been on how long? An hour. Frank didn't get any donations on his show. They're dancing. The donation. That's what they're saying right now. I don't buy that. But my screen has not lit up yet on my show. In no colors this morning. That's kind of just, and they're loving every minute of it. We do well on my show. That's why they were having, this can't be good. He's not making money. Whether I make that people coming to my show be in a different way. Let's see. So in about 2 minutes, I'm going to get rid of the go. Because of his injustice to me, penalty for him for $150 to come back on my show as a regular. Sometimes you got to do these things. Sometimes you got to do these things. Jerry, he should be banned from the wet market for his infected leg. On my foot. Hell no. Well, a prawn farm probably threw him out. Did that. Any help from anybody? That's why I don't go there to him. He's taking his food home. They run him out of one city. Prawns are not cheap. Can you blame the business? Really? Can you? This? Probably some health hazard. This is a restaurant. Or I would think. You got your customers to think about. You know, between the guy's swelling scroll, flesh-eating bacteria, and all his reason that he keeps going. And I don't think he's taken a real shower in years by his own. He hardly ever gets proper water, supposed to say. Not the ideal situation for people to live. I could never see myself in a situation like that. But not for an extended period of time. I would find that extremely hard. Chiefy Group, when he walks past a mushroom cellar. Jack Doe says, did Yellow Man... Oh, I'm the one that's... It wasn't that kind of... He tried to make it that. It's interesting. You know, a real man's got to have a woman by his side, right? Not necessarily true. I think we could all see that. Some things are just more obvious, you know. And we know when somebody on here is bullshitting and when they're not. Now the show, 2020, certainly have. Got some time for it. What's yet to come? You never know. Getting back to expat trash. I'm going to leave my comment, Jerry Cantrell. One plastic bag could hold about 5 pounds of shrimps. He was going to, yeah, that's a lot of profit being lost. I blame a business for 86 and somebody out. Call it a buffet is a limit. Even at a buffet, when a 400-something pound man walks in there, and he's just not even giving the other patrons of the restaurant a chance to get some of those prawns because he's got stay at the restaurant. these prawns too, just to take all the prawns. Oh, hey, like, yeah, I'm still looking for something here. Still, see, they got people like apparently Philippines, Philly to Philippines seems to be a pretty big target now. I think for good reason, which he has on there, the mohawk style haircut, the tattoo, trying to look like a tough guy. You know why? I have my own reason why I wear sunglasses just for show, but the reason Philly in the Philippines wears sunglasses because he's got these really dark eyes, and a lot of people have made comments about that. Around the eyes, outside of the skin, it's really dark, and I don't think he just to feel cool, which is very distracting. I wear glasses. It's allergy sensitivity to my sunglasses on here. Nice, yeah, he does. Kind of a Frankenstein look. But bait click shit on there. That's one of the gimmicks that people do on here is a bait click shit. Anything about what they put on the title of their show, bait clicking, bait clicking on here to draw you in. I think it's going on. He's trying to work on getting married. All right, listen. I find you on here on the show because I don't know if you're a real go-go or not. Be the original person. Don't be a troll. Donated to my show. Nothing has donated. The real go-go because he probably would have said something. Gave him an ultimatum. Show be around. Just looked. Jerry Cantrell says he was also a Harambe. Yeah, I remember. We had some, don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's what he was doing. That's his mentality. Generally, don't do that, but he will. Where he'll create a ruckus right in the police station, which doesn't work well for him. He was really being cantankerous in that police station. Same thing with that. He just can't shut his mouth. You can't shut your mouth, you get into it. So some people just don't learn from that. Something actually has to happen to them. Realize that they are committing crimes. Boy, it's raining here. It's blustering. Wow. And the rain is coming down. Rain is coming down here. Or if you're in the Philippines, it's raining here, but it's over here. For one, nothing wrong with that. For my well and whatnot. But how far back on this shit?